In the heart of Frostwood lay the Whispering Woods, a dense forest shrouded in mystery and legend. It was said that those who ventured too deep into its depths never returned, claimed by the spirits that dwelled within. Among the tales of the Whispering Woods, none were more chilling than that of the Wendigo, a malevolent creature that hungered for human flesh. On the night the blizzard struck, a group of friends dared each other to venture into the woods. Driven by youthful bravado and the thrill of the unknown, they set out into the swirling snow, their laughter echoing through the night. But as they delved deeper into the forest, the laughter faded, replaced by an ominous silence broken only by the howling wind. As the blizzard intensified, the friends became disoriented, their footprints disappearing beneath the accumulating snow. Panic gripped their hearts as they realized they were lost, trapped in a frozen labyrinth with no way out. It was then that they heard it, the haunting whispers that seemed to emanate from the very trees themselves. Each whisper spoke of death and despair, promising a fate worse than any they could imagine. Terrified, the friends stumbled blindly through the woods, their screams drowned out by the relentless storm. And when the blizzard finally subsided, only silence remained, a silence broken only by the distant howl of the wind. In the heart of Frostwood stood the abandoned Frostwood Hotel, a relic of a bygone era frozen in time. Once a bustling hub of activity, it now lay silent and desolate, its halls haunted by the ghosts of the past. Legend had it that the hotel was cursed, its walls bearing witness to unspeakable horrors. When the blizzard struck, a group of thrill-seekers sought shelter within the hotel's crumbling walls, drawn by the promise of adventure. Ignoring the warnings of the townsfolk, they ventured into the decaying building, their flashlights cutting through the darkness like beacons of hope. But as they explored the abandoned halls, they soon realized they were not alone. Shadows danced in the corners of their vision, whispers echoed through the empty corridors, and cold fingers brushed against their skin. It was as if the very walls of the hotel were alive, pulsing with a malevolent energy that sought to consume them. As the blizzard raged outside, trapping them within the hotel's grasp, the group began to unravel, their sanity slipping like sand through their fingers. Hallucinations tormented their minds, visions of twisted figures lurking in the shadows, their eyes gleaming with hunger. And when morning finally dawned, the blizzard had passed, leaving the hotel shrouded in silence once more. But the echoes of the night lingered, a reminder of the horrors that lurked within its walls. Beyond the borders of Frostwood lay a vast frozen lake, its icy surface a mirror reflecting the cold, unforgiving sky above. Despite its beauty, the lake held a dark secret, a secret that lay buried beneath its frozen depths. When the blizzard descended, a group of ice fishermen ventured out onto the lake, their hearts filled with excitement at the prospect of a bountiful catch. Ignoring the warnings of the locals, they drilled holes in the ice and dropped their lines, eager to reel in their prize. But as the blizzard intensified, the ice began to groan and crack beneath their feet, its frozen surface buckling under the weight of the storm. Panic swept through the group as they realized they were trapped, the icy waters closing in around them like a vice. Desperate to escape, they scrambled to find solid ground, their hands clawing at the slick surface of the ice. But it was no use. The blizzard had them in its grasp, and there was nowhere to run. And as the storm raged on, the frozen lake became their icy tomb, claiming them one by one in its frigid embrace. Deep in the heart of the forest surrounding Frostwood, there stood a solitary cabin, its weathered timbers creaking in the icy wind. The cabin had long been abandoned, its windows shattered and its doors hanging off their hinges. But despite its dilapidated appearance, the cabin held a dark secret, one that would soon be unearthed by the blizzard's icy grip. When the storm struck, a group of college students seeking shelter stumbled upon the cabin, their laughter masking the unease that gnawed at their insides. Ignoring the warnings of the locals, they pushed open the creaking door and stepped inside, seeking refuge from the howling wind. But as the blizzard raged on outside, the cabin began to reveal its true nature. Shadows danced upon the walls, their movements unnaturally fluid, and strange symbols etched into the floor seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy. The air grew thick with the scent of decay, and the temperature plummeted, sending shivers down their spines. As the night wore on, the group huddled together for warmth, their nerves frayed by the eerie atmosphere that surrounded them. Whispers echoed through the darkness, their voices filled with malice, and the sound of scratching at the windows sent chills down their spines. And then, as suddenly as it had begun, the blizzard subsided, leaving the cabin bathed in an eerie silence. But the peace was short-lived, for in the stillness of the night, something stirred within the shadows, its eyes glowing with hunger. In the days following the blizzard, a team of researchers set out into the wilderness surrounding Frostwood, their mission to study the effects of the storm on the local ecosystem. Armed with cameras and scientific equipment, they braved the treacherous conditions in search of answers. But as they ventured deeper into the snow-covered landscape, they soon realized they were not alone. Strange footprints crisscrossed their path, leading them further into the heart of darkness. And as they followed the trail, they stumbled upon a sight that chilled them to the bone. A clearing filled with the frozen corpses of animals, their eyes wide with terror. As they examined the bodies, they discovered signs of a struggle, claw marks etched into the snow and blood staining the pristine white surface. But what unnerved them the most were the whispers that seemed to emanate from the very air itself, their voices filled with an ancient primal hunger. Determined to uncover the truth, the researchers pressed on, their hearts heavy with dread. But as they delved deeper into the wilderness, they soon realized that some secrets were better left buried beneath the ice. As the days turned into weeks and the blizzard's icy grip loosened, the town of Frostwood slowly began to return to normalcy. But for those who had witnessed the horrors unleashed by the storm, the scars remained, a constant reminder of the darkness that lurked beneath the surface. And yet, despite the fear and uncertainty that gripped the town, there were those who refused to be cowed by the shadows. For in the face of adversity, they found strength, their bonds forged in the crucible of fear. As the sun dipped below the horizon and the first snowflakes of winter began to fall, the people of Frostwood gathered together, their voices raised in defiance against the encroaching darkness. And as they stood united against the storm, they knew that no matter what horrors awaited them in the days to come, they would face them together, their spirits unbroken by the frozen whispers that haunted their dreams.